Welcome to Graceful Art Designs. Today I'm going to be pouring out a forest scene, one of hopefully two, maybe more, I'm not sure, I'll see how it goes. And these are the colours I'm using. It's a sap green, it's a permanent green, light, and then there's burnt sienna, burnt umber, burnt sienna, black, and brilliant blue, Prussian blue, and then also titanium white, which is not it's not Amsterdam, it's called Artmate. I've got two Liquitex colours here, the rest are Amsterdam. And then I've got some Pebeo, which I'll throw in the bottle away, but it's the Pebeo white, pearlescent white. And then I've got Liquitex, Amsterdam deep gold over there, which I'll throw in the tube away. So those are my colours, and I'm going to start right away. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pouring out something to resemble the Northern Lights, and then hopefully I'll cover it with snow. I'll cover the ground with snow, and I will paint two, or I'll shape two little polar bears and their mother bear in the snow. I've poured over the Prussian blue to cover the lower 2/3 of the canvas, and now I'm going to pour the brilliant blue sort of up over there, and then the green at the top. After covering the lower 2/3 with the phthalo blue, I then added the sky blue, and then a little white, and then the green, and then I had to tilt the canvas to mix them together, and they weren't quite mixing. The green was just running off for some reason, and so I had to take the spatula and spread it over. I don't think it's quite evenly spread. I can't really see, but I'm going to add the gold and the pearlescent, and then the brown for the tree, and then white stripes for the snow that I'm going to blow over. So let's see what happens. Gold and the pearlescent that I've just sprinkled on with a teaspoon, and now I'm going to blow it over, and I'm going to blow it kind of this way so that the lights go out on either side, and see what happens. So blowing, what I tried to do was blow the pearlescent and the gold down this way and up that way. That didn't work too well, so then I blew it upwards, and then I saw that it wasn't really blending enough with the blue. I wanted the two colours to blend together, so I blew it down a bit more. I blew this dark blue, the Prussian blue upwards to try and mix them together, and then I blew the green down again. So I'm not sure how much pearlescent is left, but I don't see much gold. I may add a few more streaks of gold. First I'm going to put in the tree, which is the dark burnt umber and the burnt sienna mixture. So I was planning on having one tree here, but maybe I should have two, I'm not sure. Otherwise there won't be enough place for the bears. So I'll see. That's how I've poured on the burnt sienna and the burnt umber for the tree. First the burnt umber and then the sienna. And I just did little stripes up that way and that way with a teaspoon. I see it sinking in, so I'd better blow it quickly before it disappears. So I just blew it straight up and slightly to the side, that way and that way. A lot of cells are forming. Some of the mixtures had the Pebeo pouring medium in, and some were just water and paint, because I have run out of Pebeo and I don't feel like buying any more right now, so I'm just going to manage with water and paint. And now I've poured on the stripes of white, which should have been a lot thinner, but nevertheless that's what they are, and I'm going to blow them up this way so that the snow will cover the dark ground underneath. Well, it's the night, so it's the Northern Lights lighting up the sky. So that's how the snow turned out, and I think that's going to be perfect, because you've got the dark colour underneath, and then the white, just like fallen snow on the dark ground. I think I need to blow it over the tree a little bit more though. Now is the tricky part. I can either shape it now while it's very wet and still dripping, or I can leave it and hope that when I come back in, say, 10 minutes or half an hour, it will be settled enough so that I won't have to make marks and then lose them and so on. But I am very tempted to make some marks now. I'll have to just leave it and be patient. I decided to add a few more drips of gold and pearlescent, so that's what I've done, because there's pearlescent there, but I don't, and a little bit of gold there, but I really don't see it. And in my other paintings, I've noticed that even once they're dry, I really haven't been able to see the gold, although it's deep gold. So maybe I really need to add it on last, after the rest of the painting has been blown out. For all that gold, that's all I can see now, and there a bit and there. So hopefully there it will dry. Otherwise I might have to add some yellow on afterwards if I paint it and paint around the tree. I'll see how it turns out. Well, I have briefly outlined the tree, and I'm not sure it's going to hold. It looks like it's holding. There are the branches. And there's a nice mixture of cells and blue sky and the green. The gold, can't see very much of, despite adding so much more. And here I'm going to draw the polar bear with her cubs. So this will be her outline. And I need to put the camera down to do it. I really can't do it with one hand. Here I've outlined the polar bear, the mother bear, and there's a baby bear there and one on that side. But I'm not sure they'll hold. The paint isn't equally thick everywhere. I mean, the brush is going straight through onto the canvas. I can feel that, it's not like very deep paint. But still, I don't know if the marks will hold. It'll just give me an idea of where I want them, and then I'll just paint them on with white. Anyway, I mean, I like the colours that have come through from the snow effect, but still they need a little bit more white probably. A bit more yellowish white. Welcome to Graceful Art Designs. If you've been here before, and if you're new here, I'm glad you've decided to watch my video. Please watch all the shorts. The shorts are divided into 30-second segments, and then I also make the full-length video in case you do want to see the whole process. Continuing on where I left off with this painting, I left it to dry overnight, and I really liked the way it dried because you can actually see my design there of the mother polar bear and the one baby polar bear, or cub as it's called, I guess. You can see his face is a little distorted there, but I can see it, which is, a good sign, a good thing, because I need to outline it. But this one on this side seems to have disappeared. But anyway, once it dried, I realized I didn't really like the colors. I like the white and the blue, but I didn't like the sky at all. It's not the sky I want, so I'm going to redo it. The colors I'm going to redo it with are white, the kingfisher blue that I had, which I've added some sky blue light to, and then I've got some pearlescent white, which I don't really need, but I should have used pearlescent yellow, but anyway, I finally found the Amsterdam pearlescent white, so I just decided to use it. And then this blue mixture, which I had Liquitex blue, phthalo blue before, but I ran out of it now, so I just added some permanent red violet, and it made a nice deep blue violet because the Prussian blue is so strong. And then I'm going to use some green, which I've added a light green to a permanent green light, and I've added a little bit of the phthalo blue to the brown because I didn't want it to be completely brown, and then I've added some yellow primary yellow to the gold because I didn't like the way the gold came out in here. I mean, it's not bad, but it really wasn't very visible, so I'm hoping the yellow will be more visible. But I'm also going to do it slightly differently.